Welcome back to United Daily Update, and what you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about our next manager appointment. Fabrizio Romano has just revealed the exact blueprint Ineos are using to find Rúben Amorim's permanent replacement, and I'm telling you right now, this is not what anyone expected. 5 essential factors. 5 non-negotiables that every candidate must meet. And when you hear what they are, you'll immediately understand why certain managers are in and why your favorite candidate might actually be out. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because over the next few weeks, this managerial saga is going to move fast and you cannot afford to miss a single update. But here's what makes this absolutely crucial. Romano hasn't just given us a wish list. He's given us the actual criteria that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Omar Barada, and Jason Wilcox are using right now as they evaluate every single candidate. This is the inside track on how Manchester United are making the biggest decision they'll face all year. And when I break down these 5 factors for you, you're going to see exactly why Premier League experience is suddenly non-negotiable, why the ability to trust young players like Kobbie Mainoo could make or break a candidate's chances, and why playing quality attacking football isn't just preferred, it's mandatory. Stay with me until the very end because I'm going to run through every manager linked with this job and tell you exactly who fits these 5 factors and who doesn't. Tuchel? Pochettino? De Zerbi? Glasner? McKenna? I'll break down each one. And trust me, the answer might surprise you. Plus, Ole Gunnar Solskjær is the clear favorite for the interim role, and I'll explain why bringing back a club legend might actually be the smartest move we could make right now. This is the moment everything changes for Manchester United. This is where we find out if Ineos have truly learned from the Erik ten Hag and Rúben Amorim disasters. Let's get into it. Right, let us set the scene. Monday morning, January 5, 2026. Manchester United made the decision. Rúben Amorim is gone. Dismissed. His 14-month reign at Old Trafford has come to an abrupt end. And look, I will be honest with you. As a fan, this hurts. Not because Amorim was doing a brilliant job, because let us face it, he was not. But because this is yet another managerial failure. Another cycle. Another reset. Since Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013, we have now gone through 7 managers. 7 different visions. 7 different philosophies. And here we are, sitting 6th in the Premier League table, scrapping for a top 4 finish like we are some mid-table club fighting for European qualification. Amorim arrived in November 2024 with so much promise. He came from Sporting CP where he had broken the Benfica and Porto stranglehold on Portuguese football. He won 2 league titles. He had charisma. He had confidence. He was supposed to be the rising star of European coaching. Liverpool wanted him. Barcelona had him on their list. We beat them to his signature and we thought, finally, we have got our man. But 14 months later, here we are. What went wrong? Multiple things, and the sources are now revealing the real story. It was not just the results, although sitting 6th in the table is unacceptable for Manchester United. It was not just the performances, although watching us labor to a 2-2 draw at Burnley on Wednesday night was painful. It was the relationship breakdown. The tension behind the scenes. After the 1-1 draw at Leeds on Sunday, Amorim held what can only be described as a stunning press conference. He demanded to be manager, not just the coach. He told the club's hierarchy to do their jobs. He took aim at Jason Wilcox, our director of football. He was frustrated about the lack of movement in the January transfer window. He was frustrated about his authority. He was frustrated about everything. And 24 hours later, he was sacked. The club says it was about not seeing enough signs of evolution or progress on the pitch. But come on. We all know what this was really about. You cannot publicly challenge your bosses like that and expect to survive. Not at a club like Manchester United. Not when the results are not backing you up. Darren Fletcher steps in. So who took charge for Wednesday night's game at Burnley? Our very own club legend, Darren Fletcher. Now Fletcher is currently our under-18s coach. He has never managed at senior level before. But there he was at Turf Moor, making his managerial debut in the dugout for the first team. And how did it go? It was frustrating. Typically Manchester United in this current era. We went behind to an own goal from Aiden Heaven in the 13th minute. A horrible deflection that looped over our goalkeeper Sen Lamens. We were behind at halftime despite dominating possession and creating chances. Burnley had one shot on target in the first half and they were winning. But credit where credit is due. We came out fighting in the second half. Benjamin Sesko, who has struggled for goals this season, finally found his confidence. Bruno Fernandes threaded a beautiful pass through the Burnley defense in the 50th minute and Sesko finished clinically. 1-0. 10 minutes later, Sesko struck again. His second goal of the night. We were ahead. 2-1. The traveling fans were singing. Fletcher was celebrating on the touchline. This was the response we needed. But then, typical United, we could not hold on. Jadon Anthony, a Burnley substitute, found space in our penalty area in the 66th minute and curled a spectacular shot into the top corner. 2-0. Final score. A point at struggling Burnley. A team fighting relegation. A team on a 12-match winless run. We had 30 shots. 30. Burnley had 7. We had 65% possession. Shea Lacey, one of our young talents, hit the crossbar late on. We created enough to win 2 or 3 games. But we drew. Fletcher was diplomatic after the match. He said we created enough to win. He praised Sesko's performance. He confirmed he will stay in charge for Sunday's FA Cup tie against Brighton at Old Trafford. But everyone knows this is temporary. Fletcher is not the long-term answer. He is a placeholder while the real decisions are made behind the scenes. Ole Gunnar Solskjær, the clear favorite. And now we get to the big story. According to Fabrizio Romano, the most reliable transfer journalist in world football, Ole Gunnar Solskjær is the clear favorite to become Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Let that sink in. Ole is coming back. Romano confirmed this on his YouTube channel on Wednesday evening. He said meetings have already taken place between Ole and the club. He said the talks were positive. He said Ole has made it crystal clear there are no issues regarding contract length, salary, or timing. Ole wants to help Manchester United. He is ready to sign as soon as the club gives the green light. Now, as a fan, I have so many emotions about this. Ole Gunnar Solskjær is a Manchester United legend. He scored the winning goal in the Champions League final in 1999. He is part of the treble-winning team. He is a club icon. When he came back as caretaker manager in December 2018 after Jose Mourinho was sacked, he gave us some of our best moments in recent years. He won his first 7 games in charge. That is a club record. We beat Paris Saint-Germain away in the Champions League with that incredible comeback. He got the job permanently in March 2019. But we also know how it ended. Ole was sacked in November 2021 after a series of heavy defeats. We lost 5-0 at home to Liverpool. We lost 4-1 to Watford. The defensive frailties were exposed. We finished second in the 2021 season, but we could not take that next step. And eventually, the board pulled the trigger. So is bringing Ole back the right decision? That is the question dividing our fanbase right now. Some fans are excited. They love Ole. They believe in his understanding of the club. They believe in his ability to lift the mood and get the players performing. They point to the fact that he finished second in his best season here. They point to the attacking football we played under him at times. Other fans are furious. They see this as going backwards. They see this as the club returning to former players instead of looking forward. They see this as sentimentality over strategy. They worry we are stuck in a cycle. Hire a young manager. Sack him. Bring back a former player. Hire another manager. Repeat. Gary Neville spoke about this on Sky Sports. He said we keep going back to the old boys. We go to Ryan Giggs. Then we try someone new. Then we go back again. It is like Groundhog Day. It is a movie we have all seen before. But here is the thing. Ole is not coming back as the permanent solution. This is an interim role. The club's plan, according to Romano and multiple other sources, is to appoint Ole until the end of the season and then make a permanent appointment in the summer of 2026 when better candidates are available. Why the summer? Because there is a World Cup coming. Thomas Tuchel is currently managing England and his contract runs until after the World Cup. Julian Nagelsmann is with Germany. Mauricio Pochettino is with the United States. These managers will all be available once their international commitments end. Oliver Glasner's contract at Crystal Palace expires at the end of this season. Marco Silva's deal at Fulham also runs out. The pool of elite managers will be much deeper in 6 months' time. So Ole's job is simple. Stabilize the ship. Get us into the top 4. Give the players confidence. Give the fans hope. And hand over to a permanent manager in the summer in the best possible position. Michael Carrick is also in the conversation. Our other club legend. He also had a brief stint as caretaker manager after Ole was sacked, taking charge for a few games before Ralf Rangnick arrived. Sky Sports reports that both Ole and Carrick have been contacted. There could even be a role for both of them in the new setup. Maybe Ole as manager and Carrick as his assistant. Maybe it is a straight choice between the two. Director of Football Jason Wilcox is leading the search. He has had informal conversations with both candidates. More formal interviews are expected to take place on Thursday and potentially Friday. The club wants someone in place before the Manchester Derby on January 17th. That is just over a week away. United versus City at Old Trafford. A massive game. A defining moment in our season. Romano's 5 essential factors. But while the interim appointment is important, the real story is about the permanent manager. And this is where Fabrizio Romano's latest update becomes absolutely critical. Romano has revealed 5 essential factors that Manchester United and Ineos will use to decide on Amorim's permanent replacement. This is not speculation. This is not rumor. This is the actual criteria that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Omar Barada, and Jason Wilcox will use when they sit down and evaluate candidates over the next few months. Let me break down each factor for you. Factor number 1. Premier League experience. Romano says this is a key factor. Manchester United wants someone who can make an instant impact and handle the pressure of this role. And when you think about it, this makes perfect sense. Our last 2 permanent managers, Erik ten Hag and Rúben Amorim, both had 0 Premier League experience when they arrived. Ten Hag came from Ajax. Amorim came from Sporting. Both were successful in their respective leagues. Both struggled massively with the intensity, the physicality, and the relentless scrutiny of English football. The Premier League is different. The schedule is brutal. The competition is fierce. The media attention is suffocating. You need someone who understands this league. Someone who has managed in it before. Someone who knows what it takes to succeed here. This factor immediately eliminates certain candidates. It rules out managers like Roberto De Zerbi, who is currently at Marseille but has never managed in England. Wait, actually De Zerbi did manage Brighton in the Premier League, so he would qualify. But it does rule out managers from other European leagues who have no English football experience. Factor number 2. Ability to make an instant impact. This ties into the first factor, but it is worth emphasizing separately. Manchester United do not have time for a long rebuild. We do not have time for a manager to learn on the job. We need someone who can walk through the door and immediately improve us. Someone who can get the best out of the players we already have. Someone who can implement a clear playing style quickly. We are 6th in the table right now. We are only 2 points off the top 4. Champions League qualification is still very much achievable this season. But we need a manager who can make that happen. Not in 2 years. Not in 18 months. Factor number 3. Handle the pressure of this role. This is huge. Managing Manchester United is not like managing any other club. The expectations are enormous. The spotlight is constant. The criticism is brutal. You need thick skin. You need mental strength. You need to be able to block out the noise and focus on the job. Amorim could not handle it. When things got tough, when the results were not coming, when the criticism intensified, he lashed out. He blamed the board. He blamed the structure. He demanded more power. And it led to his downfall. The next manager needs to be someone who has been tested before. Someone who has managed at the highest level. Someone who has dealt with pressure and come out the other side. Someone who understands that at Manchester United, you are under a microscope every single day. Factor number 4. Trust young players. This is essential for Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Manchester United have always prided ourselves on developing young talent. The class of '92. Marcus Rashford. Mason Greenwood before his issues. We have an academy that produces top-quality players. But in recent years, we have not always given them opportunities. Look at Kobbie Mainoo, a brilliant young midfielder. He has barely started under Amorim this season. Reports say he wants to leave because he does not believe the manager trusts him. That cannot happen. We cannot let our best young talent slip away because managers prefer expensive signings over homegrown players. The next manager needs to believe in youth. They need to give opportunities to players like Mainoo, like Shea Lacey who impressed when he came on against Burnley, like all the talented kids coming through our system. That is the Manchester United way. That is what the fans want to see. Factor number 5. Play quality football. Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe are adamant about this. They do not just want results. They want entertainment. They want attacking football. They want the kind of football that excites fans and fills Old Trafford with energy. Under Amorim, we were pragmatic. We were defensive. We played a 3-4-3 system that prioritized solidity over creativity. And yes, we reached the Europa League final in May 2025. But we lost that final. And in the Premier League, we have been dull, lifeless, boring. Manchester United should never be boring. We should be the team that everyone wants to watch. We should be scoring goals, creating chances, taking risks. That is our identity. That is our DNA. The next manager needs to restore that. Who fits the criteria? So when you look at those 5 factors, who actually fits the bill? Let me run through some of the names being linked with the job. Thomas Tuchel. Romano confirms that Tuchel met with Manchester United in the summer of 2024 when we were considering sacking Ten Hag. He felt the timing was not right back then. But now, Tuchel is managing England and his contract runs until after the World Cup. After that, he is available. Does he fit the criteria? Premier League experience? Absolutely. He won the Champions League with Chelsea. He knows English football inside out. Can he make an instant impact? Can he handle pressure? He managed Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, and Bayern Munich. He has dealt with massive expectations. Does he trust young players? Questionable. Tuchel has often preferred experienced players. Does he play quality football? His Chelsea team were solid but not always exciting. Tuchel ticks most boxes but not all. He is definitely a candidate. Roberto De Zerbi. Another name Romano mentioned. De Zerbi also met with United in summer 2024. He is currently at Marseille and doing well. Before that, he was at Brighton where he played some of the most attractive football in the Premier League. Does he fit? Premier League experience? Yes, from his time at Brighton. Instant impact? He transformed Brighton. Pressure? He has not managed at a truly elite club yet. Trust young players? Absolutely. His Brighton team was full of young talents. Quality football? This is his strongest suit. De Zerbi's teams play beautiful, possession-based, attacking football. De Zerbi is an interesting option, but is he available? He is only focusing on Marseille right now according to Romano. Would he leave mid-season? Probably not. Oliver Glasner. The Crystal Palace manager has been mentioned as the early favorite for the permanent job. His contract expires at the end of this season, which makes him available. He plays a 3-man defense like Amorim did, so the tactical transition might be smoother. Does he fit? Premier League experience? He has done well at Palace. Instant impact? He turned Palace around after a difficult start. Pressure? He has not managed at the elite level. Young players? Quality football? Palace play direct but not necessarily beautiful football. Glasner is a solid option, but is he elite enough for Manchester United? That is the question. Kieran McKenna. The Ipswich Town manager is generating buzz. He has taken Ipswich from League One to the brink of back-to-back promotions. He was part of Jose Mourinho's and Ole Gunnar Solskjær's coaching staff at United. He knows the club. He knows the players. Does he fit? Premier League experience? Limited. He managed in the Championship and League One but not the Premier League top level. Instant impact? He is unproven at the elite level. Pressure? Again, unproven. Young players? Absolutely. His Ipswich team developed brilliantly. Quality football? Yes, they play attractive possession football. McKenna is a romantic choice, but is he ready for Manchester United right now? Big question mark. Mauricio Pochettino, a name that has been linked with United for years, currently managing the United States national team. His contract runs through the World Cup. Does he fit? Premier League experience? Absolutely. He turned Tottenham into Champions League regulars. Instant impact? He builds over time rather than instantly. Pressure? He has managed PSG and Chelsea. Young players? This is his greatest strength. He developed Harry Kane, Dele Alli, and so many others at Spurs. Quality football? Yes, his teams play exciting pressing football. Pochettino ticks every single box. He might be the perfect candidate, but is he available before summer? The fan debate. The comments section is going to be on fire for this one. I want to hear from all of you. Do you want Ole back? Do you think he can steady the ship? Or are you frustrated that we keep going back to former players? Who do you want as the permanent manager in summer? Tuchel? Pochettino? De Zerbi? Someone else entirely? What do you think of Romano's 5 factors? Are they the right criteria? Is there something missing? Drop your thoughts below. Let us have a proper discussion. This is a massive moment for our club and we need to get this right. My final thoughts. Look, I am going to be completely honest with you. As a Manchester United fan, I am tired. I am tired of the cycle. I am tired of new managers every couple of years. I am tired of false dawns and broken promises. I am tired of watching other clubs move forward while we stay stuck. But I also believe in this club. I believe in what we can become. And these 5 factors that Romano has revealed give me some hope. Because for the first time in a long time, it feels like there is a proper plan. A proper strategy. Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe are not just throwing names at the wall and hoping something sticks. They are being methodical. They are learning from past mistakes. Erik ten Hag and Rúben Amorim both lacked Premier League experience and both failed. So now we are prioritizing managers who know this league. We are prioritizing managers who can handle pressure, who trust young players, who play attractive football. These are not random criteria. These are the exact things we need to get back to competing at the highest level. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjær the right interim choice? I think so. Yes, his first spell ended badly, but he also had some great moments. And this time, the pressure is different. He is not trying to win the title. He is not trying to rebuild the entire squad. He is just trying to get us through to summer in a good position. And I believe he can do that. The real test will come in summer 2026. That is when we appoint the permanent manager. That is when we find out if Ineos have truly learned their lessons. That is when we discover whether Manchester United can get back to being the club we all know we can be. Will we go for Pochettino who ticks every box? Will we surprise everyone with Tuchel? Will we take a risk on someone like McKenna? We will find out in the coming months. Until then, we have to support whoever is in the dugout. We have to get behind the players. We have to believe that better days are ahead. Because what else can we do? We are Manchester United. We are the biggest club in England. We have won 20 league titles. We have won 3 European Cups. We will rise again. But it starts now. It starts with getting the managerial appointment right. And based on Romano's update, it feels like we are finally on the right track. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate every single one of you who supports this channel. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button. If you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications because we will be covering every single development in this manager saga. Share this video with your fellow United fans. Get the conversation going. We are all in this together and we need to stay united during this crucial period. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me who you want as manager. Tell me if you agree with Romano's 5 factors. Tell me everything. I will be back tomorrow with more United news, more analysis, more updates. Until then, keep the faith. Keep believing. Glory, glory, Man United. See you in the next one.